Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys joining me for sort of a last minute update. Got some breaking news that at the time of filming of this video, MLF has just announced their rule changes regarding Livescope for the 2025 season. We're going to go over that in today's video, and I'll just say it right off the bat. It was a huge disappointment. Another disappointment. We all heard what Bassmaster did last week, which was nothing. We all were excited that NPFL completely banned Livescope, and I was really holding out hope with MLF that they would do the right thing on this, and they really failed again the entire fishing industry and the entire sport by the little minor changes that they made. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the Toyota Series and the BFLs. I really thought that they were going to ban forward-facing sonar from those two lower level circuits because of the outrage and how the co-anglers have just been voicing their opposition to it. But there's been no changes with that. Still allowed in practice, still allowed in competition. I heard a lot of people talking about how they were going to get rid of it on those two circuits, but they didn't. Really surprised me. On the Bass Pro Tour and the Tackle Warehouse, they made some minor changes. On the Bass Pro Tour, they're only going to allow 2 Livescope transducers. Big whoop. Doesn't matter if you got one, that's still too many. Everything's still going to get one spotlight. And a few minor changes on the height and the width of the electronic units, but no big deal. And you can only use it in 1 out of the 3 periods in the Major League Fishing. In the Toyota Series, they're going to allow it 1 day of the competition, and it's not going to be allowed for another day of competition. Half measures is what these are, guys. They're just completely half measured. First of all, I still don't understand why they didn't ban it on the Toyota Series and the BFLs. I mean, it would be to their benefit to do so, simply because of the co-angler participation. But I was really disappointed at the statement that Boyd Duckett, the CEO of Major League Fishing, made on this, saying basically that he was just gushing over forward-facing sonar, saying obviously he loves the stuff. And from a leadership position, you guys know my opinion on that. I completely don't agree with it. But in other words, guys, nothing's changing. I mean, there's forward-facing sonar. Yeah, there's going to be some limitations on it as far as when they can use it and when they can't in the tournaments on Bass Pro Tour and the Tackle Warehouse Tour. But that doesn't mean anything, because that technology is still influencing the outcome of the sport. And when you have it's artificial intelligence, basically what it is. It's influencing the sport that doesn't have anything to do with the real skills of bass fishing. You just disparage and you discredit and you cheapen the sport by doing so. And I'm still trying to digest this a little bit, this decision, because it really shocked me. I was really, when we were talking about this amongst all the guys, I really thought that there was a chance that they might just completely get rid of it. Simply, one of the biggest reasons is because all the pressure from the tackle manufacturers and the retailers just really voicing their opinions that this is hurting their sales big time. And I thought that they would listen to that. I thought that they would listen to the majority of the tackle genre out there that makes up the most of the revenue for those particular retailers and manufacturers. How much money can you make off a forward-facing sonar minnow? I mean, and a jig head. So like I said, that I'm still trying to digest and analyze this. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick video on that. Big letdown for the sport. Half measure. They tried to throw a bone out there that would, satisfy some people, but it did not work. I mean, that's not going to change anything with it. So from that standpoint, you're still going to have the same effect. I mean, the forward-facing sonar is still going to dominate. Anglers, they're still going to use it, when they can. They're still going to catch the majority of their fish with it, and it still doesn't do anything to send a message to the sport and to send a message to the next generation that we need to change with this. And another big disappointment, guys, is they made no effort whatsoever to limit forward-facing sonar in their college and high school programs. And I've had so many people out there, so many parents that have messaged me and said that they don't like it. It's a bad deal because their kids can't afford it, and their kids that can't afford it get an unfair advantage. So obviously MLF just ignored that too and just did what they wanted to on it. But anyway, guys, the only thing you can really do is just like what I said with bass. write in your opposition, post on social media, post on their sites that you're in opposition to this, and maybe eventually we can get it, changed. I mean, yeah, I'll grant one thing, what Bass did and what MLF did, they made little minuscule half baby step changes that are like token changes in my opinion, but at least at some step, at least they just didn't keep it the same, that it was, even though they did, like on the Toyota Series and the BFLs in the high school and college, there's no changes there, but it was an incremental change that does not satisfy the overlying or the underlying problem here. But eventually, like I said, if the outrage continues and the opposition continues like it was, maybe next year, both organizations, MLF will step up and do the right thing and start being the adults in the room and, really work to save the sport. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Talk later.